walked into Dad's hotel gala, only to hear my stepmother say, "Security, remove her." I left without a word, then moved the hotel, the land, and 17 mailers into my trust. Minutes later, 68 missed calls. By midnight, they knocked my door. My mom built the Harbor Crown from a rotting waterfront inn in 1985. The bank laughed at her. She mortgaged everything twice, painted rooms herself on weekends, learned the boiler by hand. By the time I was old enough to walk the halls, senators booked the corner suites and couples planned weddings 2 years out. Every evening at 6, the harbor buoy bell rang, and my mom would stop whatever she was doing and just listen. She got sick the winter I turned 20. Pancreatic. The kind that doesn't negotiate. She died in March. I came home in a black dress that didn't fit. My dad held my hand and said we'd figure it all out together. We never talked about the hotel again. I assumed it passed to him the way everything does. Wouldn't find out I was wrong for 16 years. Vivian came in as a consultant to modernize the brand. Within a year, she was my stepmother. Within 2, she ran the place. She folded my mom's charitable fund into something called the Hale Family Initiative. Same money, new name. The lobby plaque came down for renovations and never went back up. The property got rebranded as the Hale Collection, with a founding story that began the year my dad remarried. I said something at a Thanksgiving I shouldn't have attended. Asked why my mom's name was gone from the building she built. Vivian set down her wine and looked at me like I'd tracked mud across her floor. "Diane's gone," she said. "This is the Hale era now." My dad studied his plate. I drove home and didn't go back for 4 years. Then an invitation arrived. Cream cardstock, gold lettering, the Harbor Crown's 40th anniversary gala. At the bottom, in my dad's handwriting, "We'd love for you to come, Gabby." First words he'd sent in 4 years. I told myself 1 hour. Didn't make it 20 minutes. Vivian spotted me across a room full of investors, board members, and a reporter from the Regional Business Journal. She walked over, and the smile dropped the second she got close. "This is a private event," she said, loud enough to carry, "for family and partners." I told her my dad had invited me. She lifted one hand, signaled the men in dark suits, and said it where the whole room could hear. "Security, remove her. She's not family." My dad was already at my elbow. "Gabby," his voice was a whisper. "Please, don't make a scene." Not to her, to me. I picked up my coat and walked out without a word. Cold off the water hit hard. Out past the dock, the buoy bell rang. 6 o'clock. Same low note my mom used to stop for. I didn't drive home. I drove to a storage unit I hadn't opened in 11 years. In the back, on a shelf I'd built myself, was the cedar box. Tight-grained wood, brass latch, my mom's initials burned into the lid. My dad had pressed it into my hands at the funeral. "This is yours, just yours." I'd never opened it. Not once. I sat on the floor and put my thumb on the latch. Inside, tucked under the lid, was a business card. A name and a title I had to read twice. I read titles like that for a living. Independent trustee, Coastal Fiduciary Partners, and below it, in my mom's handwriting, "Call her first." A trustee meant a trust, not a will. A trust, with its own fiduciary, separate from my dad entirely. I'm a real estate attorney. Every professional instinct I had went very still. I called the number. Midnight. It rang twice. A woman answered, awake and unsurprised. "This is Marion Webb." I gave her my name, said I thought she'd known my mother. Short pause. Then, "Miss Townsend, I've been waiting a long time for this call." We met the next morning. My mom had engaged the firm in 2007, 2 years before she died. She'd built a holding company, quiet, single purpose, and that company owned the waterfront parcel, the land, the building on it. "The Hale Collection doesn't own the hotel," I said. Marion corrected me. "It leases it from a trust your father has been co-trustee of, on strictly limited terms, since your mother died. He has never owned the building, or the land. Neither has his wife." My mom had structured it the way I structure deals for my own clients. Bricks in one entity, operating business in another, the business paying rent to the property owner. My dad's company was the tenant. My mom's trust was the landlord. And the successor trustee, who inherited full control on their 36th birthday, was me. I signed on a Tuesday morning. Kitchen table, coffee going cold. Marion served notice on my dad, ending his role. She sent the certification of trust to the bank mid-process on a $40 million loan the Hale Collection had applied for, with my mother's property as the primary collateral. The loan never closed. You don't wire $40 million against a building the borrower doesn't own. 68 missed calls by the time I turned my phone over. At midnight, they knocked. Full story on the channel linked below.